Okay, guys. So I hope everybody can hear me okay. I think we are now live. So I'm just going to start off, just read through a couple of comments, see who's about, from which countries. All right, let's have a look what we've got. Oh man, that's a big list there. We got, all right then, so we've got Tim from sunny UK. Sunny UK. It was quite sunny today actually in Wales. We've got Joaquim. I probably pronounced that wrong. Apologies if I have. From Portugal. We got C. Gage from Australia. We've got Missouri, Georgia, New York, Michigan, Orlando, Canada, Netherlands, Indiana, Connecticut. Man, they go on. Spain, Scotland, Toronto, San Francisco. I'm skimming here because there's so many. I don't want to use up all the time. All right then, guys. So, just a quick little introduction. So my name is Lee. For those of you that might be new to the club, it's a beginner guitar club. And the goal of these clubs essentially is for me to teach you how to play a song. So the songs are always going to be within the grades 1, 2, 3 of the Justin Guitar course. But I'm not just going to show you how to play the parts. I'm going to show you a few different variations because I want to show you variations that'll work for more beginner type players than a beginner. So I want to show you easier versions, kind of in the middle versions, and maybe the actual version as well. Okay, so let me just check what we've got on the agenda. I've come prepared today with a little House of the Rising Sun lesson plan. Check me out. So what can you expect from the class today? So we've just gone through that. So the way the class is going to be laid out, I'm going to start off with some cool, interesting facts about House of the Rising Sun. I like to do that just because, I don't know, I just find it I find it fun. After that, we're then going to check out how to learn the song. So we're going to start off with a song overview, where we're going to talk about the time signature. We're going to talk about the key the song is played in, and we're going to look at the chords used throughout. We're then going to take a little look at the chord progressions that appear through the song, the strumming patterns that you're going to need to practice, and the song structure as a whole. And then we're going to finish off where I show you how to play in a couple of different ways, the iconic kind of intro thingy that's kind of played throughout the whole song, right? Okay, so let's start off with some interesting facts. All right, so 5 interesting facts. I'm going to do this at the start of each beginner club. So, House of the Rising Sun. First interesting fact, it's a traditional folk song. First of all, before I go into this, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me, okay? I've not had anyone say not, so I think we're okay. Yeah, cool. All right. So, it was a traditional folk song, so the Animals didn't write it, and it's been covered by Lead Belly and Woody Guthrie, amongst others. So it was recorded, this is second interesting fact, it was recorded in 1974, and it was credited as being the first folk rock hit ever. So the first folk rock hit ever, and also when it was recorded one take. So the take that you hear, that was their first time, they just recorded it, they were like, that's it, job done. And that was it, no more takes, one take. So, third interesting fact. So, Eric Burdon, the lead singer, apparently, when they first started jamming through the song, he didn't like the song. So when the song came together, he kind of ended up liking it. But originally, the lead singer didn't like it. 4, I found this one really interesting because I didn't know that Bob Dylan did a version, but this song was influenced by Bob Dylan's version, which was recorded in 1961. And after the Animals released their version, because it was like so definitive, Bob stopped playing it. He just stopped playing it. And the 5th interesting fact was in 1977, when NASA sent out the Voyager into outer space, which I think is still going, they also sent this song out on the Voyager Golden Record amongst a bunch of other songs. So if an alien comes across that one day, they're going to be hearing House of the Rising Sun if they can play it. Cool. All right then. So let's get into a little bit of playing and stuff, guys. So we're going to start off with song overview. So I'm just going to bring up on the screen here. I'm going to bring up, let me just add to stage. Aha, cool. Okay, so on the on your sheet there, you should see, sorry, not on your sheet, on your screen, we're going to have a basically it's a song sheet, right? So you should have hopefully printed out a song sheet where you'll be able to write all this information in. This week, last time, I was writing it as well, but my writing is so scruffy. When I watched the video back, I was like, nobody can see that. So I thought I'd just create something like this that I can just show you guys and then you can make the notes. Okay, so song overview. We have got, we're in the key of, we're going to start off with the time. So we're going to be in 6/8 time, which means 6 8th note beats per bar or measure, okay? So you don't really need to, or I should say, the only thing you really need to understand about that is that we're going to be counting in 6s, all right? So we're going to be thinking of it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right? Let's adjust my mic a little bit. So next we have got the key. So we're going to be playing in the key of A minor. Now, if you look at the chart there, you can write this in if you want to. We've got obviously 7 chords in the key of A minor. The chords in the key are A minor, B diminished, C, D minor, E minor, F and G. But you're going to find that we've got a couple of borrowed chords, okay? Or chords that are not in the key. And that's going to be the D and the E. Now, this kind of beginner club, this kind of theory is beyond the scope of this beginner club here. But if you're interested in music theory at all, you should check out Justin's PMT, which stands for Practical Music Theory. And in that, he kind of goes through, you know, kind of music theory, kind of really practically one grade at a time, the same way he does with his guitar courses, okay? Okay, cool, so that's the key. Now the chords we're going to be using, we've got A minor, C major, D major, F and an E. So if I just remove this from the stage here, and I bring this one up, and then I'm going to come in a little bit closer so I can show you just here the chords that we're going to be playing, okay? So the first chord we've got, you can jot these here into your, on your sheet as well. So the first chord is an A minor, which is going to look like this. That's on the top left of your screen there. Okay, the second chord, to the right of the A minor, we've got a C chord. Just like that. We've got a D chord. Just like that. And then we've got this mini F chord, all right? So the mini F chord, as you can see, we've got third finger, fret 3 on the D string, second finger, fret 2 on the G, and the first finger bars fret 1 on the B and the E. All right. And then if I just switch over to the next page, I'm just going to show you the last two chords. So we've got an E chord, which looks like this. Okay, and we've actually got a D minor, believe it or not. So the D minor just appears in the very last 4 to 6 bars of the song. So we've got that in there as well. Okay, so that is the chords there. So I'm just going to remove that. And then I'm going to come back to our song sheet here. Okay, so now that you've got the chords, right, we have also got 3 different chord progressions throughout. Okay, so I'm going to come back a little bit so you can see me a bit better. Maybe like this. Yeah, and then I'll bring this here. Okay, so pardon me. Chord progression number 1. So one little thing, guys, just to point out, if you're watching this on YouTube, which obviously you're watching it on YouTube, right? What you want to do is, rather than having it just on like a small player, if you enlarge the screen, you'll have all this on the big screen, and you'll be far easier to kind of like read everything that's on the screen. Okay, so to start off with, we've got progression 1, chord progression 1, which is used on the intro and throughout all of the instrumentals. Progression 2, you're going to be using this on the verses, and then progression 3, where the A minor comes in, the D minor comes into things, we've got, that's played just on the outro. So you're going to notice when you look at this here, there's no choruses. That's because there kind of isn't any choruses throughout. It's kind of like one verse section after another. Okay, so what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to have a little play through progression 1. Okay, now we're going to start off keeping it really simple, just for those of you that are a little bit newer to the chords, and we are going to, if you look down here, okay, next up we've got strumming patterns. So if you want to make a quick little note of these here on your sheet, you can, okay? Now you'll see that we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and, because we're in 6/8, right? So pattern 1 then, I'm just going to do this over an A minor. I'm going to count us in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to strum on the first beat of every bar, okay? Just that A minor to start with, all right? So it's just going to be on the first beat. If you all want to have a little play along, I'm going to count us in up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, for those of you that are new to these chords, if you're new to any of the chords, it might be a good idea just to start off with this strumming pattern here, so you can just work on the chord changes, okay, as you go through, just one strum per chord. Okay, so pattern 2, if you want to get a little bit more ambitious, so if you've kind of got the chords down, then we can strum it just with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so just on the A minor chord again, I'll give us a count 6, we'll come in, we'll play it through. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Okay, so, and now if you want to kind of replicate the groove of the song, so this isn't the picking part, which we're going to be taking a look at. This is just something you can strum through. This kind of strumming pattern actually reminds me, so I had listened to the Bob Dylan version earlier, and it's kind of got that vibe. So if you've not heard the Bob Dylan version, you should definitely check it out. So this strumming pattern is going to be 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So you can think of it as down, down, up, down, 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 down. All right. Down, down, up, down, 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 Try that over the A minor. Down, down, up, down, 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 down. I'll try it 2 times. Down, down, up, down, 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 down. All right. So let's try that together. So don't forget, you can write these in now on your sheets, so you've got it there. And you can look at it when I kind of like come off the page, you can kind of like just look at your sheet. Okay, after 6, let's give pattern 3 a go. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Down, 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 down. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. And to slow that down, just for those of you that might be kind of newer to strumming, one other little kind of plug I'm going to make here actually is that Justin also has a strumming course. It's called Strumming SOS. Starts from the beginning as usual, goes through kind of all the strumming stuff, grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. Worth checking that out too if you're someone that struggles a bit with strumming. All right, so let's try that pattern 3 again, just a little bit slower, okay? So after 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. Okay, so I said slower, but I didn't go slower, so I'm going to slow it down for sure this time, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. Down, 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 down. Okay, so they're the 3 patterns there. Hopefully you've written those down now. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove, I'm not going to remove it, I'm going to go back to the progressions, right? Because now what we want to do is play through each progression. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just to start off with, I'm just going to have a little read through some comments, just to make sure everyone is okay. And if anyone has any questions so far, just let me know and I shall respond. So everything seems good. Okay, cool. So let's take a little look. Pardon me. Let's take a little look at progression 1. So this is played over the intro, pardon me, and over the instrumental. So when you hear the song and you listen to it through, you get the intro, which is essentially one of the instrumentals. You hear that, and then you're going to hear progression 2 when the singing starts, and then after each verse, we'll come to that in a second, right? Let's just give this a little playthrough first. All right, so we're going to, progression 1, intro and instrumentals. So that's going to sound like this. So I'm going to start off, we're going to play it through 3 times. I'm going to start off with a single strum, first time round. Second time round, I'm going to play the, okay, all downs. And then the third time round, I'm going to play, okay, the third strumming pattern. All right, let's give this a go then, all right? So progression 1 is starting on the A minor after 6. So if you're anything like me, just remember that it's in 6/8 here. So when I get to 4, don't come in on the 1 after that. I do it all the time. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll come in. I say, oh no, of course, we're in 6/8. So wait until we get to the end of 6, and then the 1 after 6, that's when we're going to be coming in, okay? All right, here we go. On the A minor after 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor, 2, 3, 4, 6. C, 3, 4, 5, 6. And D, 3, 4, 5, 6. And F, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor, 2, 4, 5, 6. E, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And E, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First time. Okay, second time I'm going to do all down strums, all right? So you don't have to copy me here. If you're new to these chords, stick to the 1, stick to the single down strums, and pick a strumming pattern that fits comfortably with your level at the moment, okay? And you know, you can, once you've got the chords, you can always move on to the next strumming pattern that's a bit more difficult. All right, so here we go. Progression 1 again, using strumming pattern 2. after 6. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor 2, 4, 5, 6. And C 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And F 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor 2, 5, 6. And E 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And A minor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And E 2. Okay, so on to the third strumming pattern, which was down, down, up, down, 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 down. Okay, so check your sheet. Here we go, after 6. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down. And to C. And to D. And to F. And A minor again. Up to the E. Minor, and back to E. So it's a bit of a trickier strumming pattern if you're new to strumming, but that's really cool. Okay, so let me have a quick little check, see how things are going in the chat. Okay, so few people asking about the song sheet. So the song sheet where you can kind of fill out, fill your own bits in, would have been emailed to you if you registered for this, okay? So make sure each time you kind of, before you start this beginner club, make sure you register on the Justin Guitar Beginner Clubs page, and then you get the email sent with, to you with any kind of materials that you're going to need for the club. All right, so, right then guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to play through progression 2. Pardon me. All right, so now you're going to find here in music, whenever you're playing songs, I always think it's a really good idea to look for patterns that repeat themselves, right? So if you look at progression 2, right, what patterns can anybody see there? So I'm just gonna wait a second to see if anyone can come in here. So what patterns can we see in progression 2? Is there a typo on the second set of chords for progression 2? I hope not, but I will check as I play through. And if there is, because you're writing things down, you can just cross it off and change it, right? But hopefully it's okay. So progression 2, Lee, you have bar lines at the end of each line. Does that mean the last chord repeats a second time? So you're going to find each chord is within a bar and there's like a single line, right? And at the very end of each progression, I've just put like a double line. That just kind of signifies that's the end of the progression, okay? Each bar starts with an A minor. That's exactly right. Not each bar, but each set of 4, except for the last set of 2, starts with an A minor. Line 1 and 3 are the same. Yeah, exactly. So lines 1, the top one, and the third one, we've got A minor, C, D, and F, right? Which is the same as the first line in progression 1. So we always want to be looking for these little patterns. So for this then, right, let's give it a little play through. Let's hope I've not got a typo. I am prone to the odd typo, so if there is, I do apologize in advance, but hopefully not. All right, so progression 2. So we're going to play through it again. I'm going to start off with strumming pattern 1. Single down strums for each bar of 6. Let's give it a go. Ready? Just take a drink a second. Okay, here we go. I'll start on the A minor after 6. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D, 3, 4, 5, 6. F, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And E, 3, 4, 5, 6. And E. So back to A minor. Here we go. A minor, 2, 4, 5, 6, C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, F, 3, 4, 5, then A minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. So I don't think there's a typo there, but you kind of almost half expect like another 2 bars, right? But there's just not another 2 bars there. So as soon as you finish that, you go back to progression 1, because you play through that progression 2 for a verse, once per verse, and then you play through progression 1 as the instrumental. So as soon as you get to that E on the end, you jump up to progression 1 and you start on the A minor, right? So one thing I've not showed you yet, which I shall do so now, the strumming patterns. So we've got the song structure, okay? So if you look at the song structure there, all right, to the left we've got section. That's going to be intro, verse 1, verse 2, etc., etc. And then on the right, I've got which chord progression you need to play for that specific section. And if you look, you're going to see another pattern, right? So the intro, we've got progression 1. So you can look at your progression on your sheet here. And then for verse 1, we've got progression 2, instrumental 1, progression 1, verse 2, progression 2. So if you look at that, you'll see that for every verse, we're using progression 2. We play through it once, right? And then for every instrumental, we've got progression number 1. Except for, if you look, instrumental 3, which is like a solo, right? Like an organ kind of solo. Now for that section there, it's just a lot longer because there's a solo going on. Just went up there. So you've got to play progression 1. This is instrumental 3, if you can see it. You've got to play progression 1. Then you've got to play progression 2 after it. Then you've got to play progression 1 again. And then verse 4 starts. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes to jot that stuff down there. All right. So if you just jot that down, song structure on your sheet. I'm just going to check some messages again. Oh, and I should probably kind of let you all know that a really cool way of practicing these songs, and I'm not just saying this, is through trying out and giving Justin's app a go. So on the app, you can practice playing through a whole song with the music. So on the app, you're going to find it's really good for playing full songs and rhythm, but you get like the chords kind of coming up in real time as you kind of play through. So you can give this one a go on the app. If you want to give the app a go as well, it's kind of free for a certain amount of time, worth giving it a go for free. And if you think it's really worth it, give it a go. And if not, you can just cancel it. Okay, cool. So let me just read some of these here. Okay. Last line seems incomplete. It does seem incomplete as well. I remember kind of like working it out earlier, and I was like, what is he doing there? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's cut it short. Yeah, tea. Got some green tea. Might be a bit late for caffeine, but tastes really good. All right, what else have we got? Shouldn't there be an A minor after the last E minor? There is an A minor after the last E minor, but that A minor is the start of progression 1. Okay? Okay, cool. So hopefully you've all jotted that down there. Okay, so what are we going to be looking at next? So if I just go back to progression 2, what we're going to do, right? Let's give this a go, right? Let's give progression 1, then we'll play progression 2, and then we'll go back to progression 1. So that's the equivalent of playing the intro, playing verse 1 when there's singing, and then going back and then playing the instrumental. And then I'll go back to verse, instrumental, etc. But let's give that a go, right? So we're going to be playing progression 1, progression 2, and then progression 1. All right? All right, so Let me just bring that up there. Okay, here we go. So starting off on progression 1. This time I'm going to do all down strums, right? I might add the more complicated strumming pattern, maybe for the last instrumental, okay? Okay, here we go. After 6, remember? Here we go, starting on progression 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 to C. 3, 4 to D. 1, 2, 3, 4, and F. Back to A minor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and E. 2, 3, 4. A minor. And 4, 5 to E. Now progression 2, right? A minor, 2, 3, 5, 6, C. This is where the singing is. To D. 3, 4, 5, 6, and F. 2, 3, 4, 5, and A minor. C next. Then we're going to go to E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E again. A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to C. And D next. We go to F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And A minor. And then to E. Back to progression 1. Ready? A minor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D. Oops. F. Oop. Messed the strumming pattern up. And E. That's kind of like how the whole song kind of repeats over and over and over. Now, one thing I want to point out there is when I got to the last progression 1, I didn't mess up, but I didn't strictly play the strumming pattern. I kind of wandered off. I started the third pattern wrong, then I went to correct it, and then I played it a little bit different again. But you notice that it probably didn't sound kind of wrong as such, because don't forget, when you're strumming, the golden rule. What's the golden rule? Anyone tell me what the golden rule is when we're strumming? What's the golden rule? I'm just gonna wait for some responses here. Golden rule, guys. What's the golden rule when we're strumming, right? So if I'm strumming this, don't stop yet. So what you want to do is keep this hand moving continuously, and it doesn't matter then if you. It doesn't matter if you like. So I don't even know what I'm strumming there essentially, because I'm kind of talking over the top. But it still kind of grooves because my hand just keeps moving all the time. And to be honest with you, if you're playing the song, if you're singing it and you're strumming it, you'll probably find that it's harder to stick to a strict strumming pattern like down, down, up, down, 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 than it is just to kind of let your hand go and just because when you sing certain syllables, your hand wants to do certain things, which is why I think when you listen to artists and you know, kind of singer-songwriters, when they're kind of singing and they're playing at the same time, their hand a lot of the time they just keep it moving, and the pattern, there's a groove, there's a set kind of groove, but it kind of, you know, it deviates throughout the song. So, you know, just remember, keep the hand moving, okay? Okay, cool. So let's have a quick little look at progression 3, guys. So hopefully you've got these chords written down. Hopefully you've kind of got the chords anyway, but if you haven't, hopefully you've written them down. So we've got the A minor as normal, and then we go to D minor. So I'd love to be able to play the song as part of these sessions, but I know that YouTube, there's like copyright stuff. But I play it for you, so you'll hear it right at the end, right? It's just going to be A minor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D minor 2, 3, 4. And I think this strumming pattern here, I call it a strumming pattern, just down strums, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just that, just A minor to D minor, and then it's like a, I think it's like just an A minor. Just let it ring out essentially. It's just A minor to D minor, and when you listen to the song, just play it with down strums. 1, 2, 3. Let's play it together, right? I'll give you a count in. After 6, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D minor 2, 3, 4. A minor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D minor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A minor D minor, 2, 3. And then we'll just do one more here. I might play that one too many times. Then A minor to finish off. Okay, so that's progression 3. That's gonna happen once at the end of the song, and I just want to show you something. All right. So if we go back to the if we go back to the song structure here, right? Instrumental 6, right? You'll see that we're under where it says chord progression, we've got progression 1, but we miss out the last A minor and E chord. All right, so what we're going to have then for instrumental 6, progression 1, we're going to have an A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the C, to the D, and then to the F, then back to the A minor, then to E. Then at this stage we'd normally go back to A minor and go to E. But know that in the song we don't do that. What happens is we go to A minor, we go to progression 3, right? We go straight to A minor to D, and we play that last progression. Okay? Cool. All right then. So we're getting through this, guys. How are we doing on time? All right, we're doing well on time as well. Okay. So, all together then, we've gone through our interesting facts, our song overview, the time, the key, the chords used, the chord progressions, the strumming patterns, and we've gone through the song structure. Okay, so now then, let's take a little look at this iconic kind of intro. It's played throughout the whole song, I think. No, it is. It's not, I think. It is played throughout the whole song. But just know you can strum it through the song as well, right? Depending on where you're at. Now, I actually think this intro is difficult, to be honest. So I've got a couple of different variations that we can look at, right? Also, if you wanted to check out Justin's new video that's on YouTube of this song, he shows you a fingerstyle version as well. Which is really useful. I'm not sure I'm going to have time to do that today. Maybe, maybe. But if not, check out Justin's, right? Okay, so for this then, guys, I'm actually going to come in closer so that you can really see my guitar. And I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to bring up where is, wait a minute, guys. I just got to, for some reason, that's disappeared. So I just got to upload the tablature. Okay. Let that upload there. Let me just try that. Okay, that didn't upload for some reason. Maybe that's what happened. All right, just give me 1 second, guys. Technical glitch here. I want to bring up House of the Rising Sun intro. Okay, let me just try that again a minute. That should be uploaded. Now, I spent some time on this earlier, so I do want it to work. Present, PDFs, upload. Okay, so that one. Okay, so this should open up. Hopefully this opens up. Okay, I got a feeling that's not going to open up. It's processing. All right, so just bear with me a second. I'm just going to do something really, really quickly. And I'm going to Guitar Pro. Let me just open this up. I'm just gonna super quick. I'm gonna make this smaller. Maybe it's just a little bit too big. Okay, let's try that one more time. If not, I'm just gonna have to show you it on the guitar, which will be a little bit annoying. Let's try this one more time. For my computer, upload file. Let's go to desktop. House of the Rising Sun. Come on, you got to open. Uploading. Processing. Yes, it worked. All right, guys, so there it is. Blimey, I didn't think that was going to work. Okay, I think the file was too big. Anyway, we made it. So, House of the Rising Sun, this is the tab here, okay? Now, this is like how to actually play what's on the record. But I'm going to show you a couple of different versions to start off with, right? So if you wanted to, you can kind of like jot this down really, really quickly. Maybe kind of in the other notes section of the sheet, or on a blank sheet, on a bit of blank tablature or something like that. Or you can take a really quick photo of it, so you've got that as well. So just give you 1 second, actually I'll give you like 20 seconds to take a quick photo. I think a quick photo might be good with that one. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then, if you've got a photo of that by your side, all right, I'm going to take the screen off now, and then I'm going to zoom in a bit closer so you can see how I'm playing things, right? Okay, so here we go. Let's change that to that, to that. Okay, cool. All right then, so if I just bring this to like, oh, my cat. See my cat, Susie? I know a few of you know Susie. Sleepy today. All right then, so the first way that I'm going to show you how to play this intro, right? You know we're playing in 6/8 time, so if we just take like an A minor chord, well, all I want you to do is this, right? We're just going to pick the A string. We're going to strum all the strings. So this is the easiest way of doing this to start off with. It doesn't sound exactly like it's meant to, but it's a variation, right? So we're going to pick the A string. We're going to strum all the strings. And then we're going to pick the high E string, the B, and the G. And I would pick these 3 strings with up picks. Okay, so that gives us, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first note that you pick is going to last for 2 beats. So 1, 2, and then you're going to strum on the 3rd beat, okay? So that's going to give us this, right? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's just try that a few times, right? A couple of practice runs. Here we go again. After 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, stop. Okay, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the first kind of half there, essentially. The 1, 2, and 3 beats. Now we're gonna on beats 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna play 4, 5, 6. Now I'm not sure actually if I can. Can I make this so that? Yeah, let's try that there. I'll come over a little bit. Hopefully you can still see my chord. My right hand nice and clearly there. Make sure my mic is working well. Okay, I'll just try that one more time. All right. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to play 4, 5, 6. Okay, on the high E, the B, and the G. Okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, so it's going to be 4, 5, 6. All right. 4, 5, 6. So what we can try here, the difficult part now is going to be not this essentially. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be going from the down strum to the first up pick on the E. That's going to be the tricky part. Once you get to the E here, the other notes are fine because you're right next to them. But once you've done a down strum, try not to do like a really big down strum because getting to that high E is going to be difficult. So you want to kind of go, you know, just around about like no more than an inch, I'd say, lower than the high E string, right? So a little exercise we can practice for this here. We could try 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all I'm doing now, I'm playing the first note, I'm playing the down strum, and just then the first up pick, which is the difficult part. So again, the exercise is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's try that a few more times. I'll give you counting now up to 6. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and if you can get to that, getting to these other notes here should be okay, all right? Okay, let's give it a go. We're going to add in 4, 5, 6 now, all right? Here we go. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've just realized something. I got this up on the screen just here. I'm going to leave it there. Obviously, the tab on that isn't what I'm playing here. I'm showing you a variation of this. That's just a bit easier. I think this is hard. I think it's like, you know, to get that going all the way through the song is tricky. Cool. Okay, so now the next tricky thing, right, is going to be going from getting back to this note here for when we go to the C, right? So what we're going to do then, we're going to play from the 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to take third finger up to the C, because fingers 1 and 2 can remain where they are. And then we're just going to play that note with a down pick, all right? So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, just that. Try and get a bit more like this. I'll try that one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, so you can even just try this now. Just that. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 1. It's a difficult part. 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, so when you get to this C chord, then it's the same sequence. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so you might not be able to do this to start with, so it's something you can practice, but I'll play through the A minor and the C now, right? After 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, next we've got the D chord, so we're going to be worked through, obviously this is the intro here, so intro is progression 1, right? The next chord, as is written on the tab above, is a D. So we're going to pluck the D note here. 1, 2, strum all the strings from the D. And then those 3 there with the ups, okay? So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then to this F chord that you all love. Okay, so the same thing as the D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to be plucking the D string. 1, 2, strum down on the 3, and then 4, 5, 6. And then we go back to the A minor. We've done this one already. We start from the A string here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to the E chord, just here. And then we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we pluck the low E string now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to A minor as we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And back to E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So let's see if we can play through that whole section there. Okay. So starting on the A minor again. If you kind of you know, if any of this feels a bit fiddly, just play along. Just do down strums, 1 strum per bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, progression 2 or progression 3. Okay, so let's give it a go. Starting on the A minor, we're going to have, actually before I do that, let me just make sure everyone is getting all of this. I'm just going to see if there are any comments. Nope, we're all good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so here we go. Ready, guys? After 6, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So a little bit quicker then, we might get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Okay, so that's my kind of easier variation for this part. Now this part is fiddly, right? But it's something that you can work on when you're playing through this stuff here. A couple of little technique things, I guess. So it's pretty much the right hand is the fiddly bit here. You'll notice when I'm playing through this here, a lot of the time I've got like a little connection with these fingers here. And they kind of just gently glide up and down. If you notice. So that there just helps me, just keeps my hand, it helps me gauge like how high and how low my hand is to the strings. If I completely kind of hover it like this with no connection, I can still do it. But I don't feel as comfortable, if I'm honest. I don't feel as secure. So that's something you can practice there. Now I don't use the pad of the finger because it gets stuck, but just glide the little nail there up and down like that. Another thing as well, another thing that I do, like this part of my hand here, right? It kind of very gently kind of glides just behind the bridge there. There's a little connection there. And again, it just helps me, it just really makes me feel secure. Remember the chords, right? It just really helps me kind of stay connected to the guitar. And this like little contact point here, and this kind of pinky down here, you know, just touching the guitar in this way, having that connection just feeds information to my hand as to where my pick is over the strings as I'm playing. Whereas if I'm completely hovering it, there's no information really other than when I'm hitting the strings as to where my pick is, unless I kind of like watch it. And I do watch it as well. Okay, so that's that, guys. So let's maybe take a little look at the actual part here, which is using this tab. So that's some. Now I'm using a similar technique here. D, sorry. Remember the chords. Sorry, forget the chords. One more time. All right, so that's kind of how you play the intro and the whole song. I'm calling it the intro, but it's throughout the whole song, right? Now, if you look at the tab there, the chords are all the same, right? You can practice the same kind of techniques here, which I do. Now we're going to pluck this here, and then we're going to essentially, we want to be hitting the D, we want to be hitting the G and the B, kind of like a rake. So it's kind of, okay, it's a one movement. It's not going to be pick, 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 you know, that's going to be, you know, when I do that, pick, one movement, second movement, back in, pick out, one movement, second movement, back in, sorry, out. So I'm making two movements per pick, 1, 2, and 3. So this is like one movement down. So a little exercise you can just work on for this actually. You can just mute the strings and then see if you can, not sure if you can hear that. Let's try a chord. Let's try an E. Just practice that and try and keep it even. So again, you don't want it too fast. You don't want it kind of like slow and then fast. You want it you can slow it down a bit. Just keep it even. Okay, try it over all the strings to start with, over an E chord. But just know that when you do this here, we need to be doing the same thing, but over just the D, the G, and the B. And when we get to this B, we've got to come out with the right hand, because we don't want to be hitting this high E on the way down. So another little trick that I sometimes do here is I'll use the pinky that's on the guitar body here. I'll bring it up and I'll touch that E string there. Sometimes, to be honest with you, I'll just play it like this, without this connection, but having this here as my primary source. So what we've got to do, we've got to pluck the A string, okay? Then we've got to sweep through the D, G, and B, and then come out, because we don't want to be going like that. If you wanted to, doesn't sound quite right. And I want to show you this version as well, right? So you're going to be plucking down on the A, and then you're going to be doing the same thing there that you did in the previous version. All right, and that's fiddly. You've got to get that. So you can practice that as well if you want to, just on the 3 strings there. Just try and get them even. So the sweep alone is hard enough, I think, anyway. But then coming out and not hitting that E, I think that's also hard, right? Now the guitar is from the Animals. If you listen to the actual original, right, you'll notice that, like, it's his kind of like, you know, he's written the part like that, and you know, it isn't, there's room for like rhythmic error, if you want to call it error, or let's call it character. There's room for rhythmic character, right? So he doesn't stay kind of like perfectly sweeping through it every time. Sometimes it's faster here, sometimes it's faster, slower there. It's a little bit all over the shop, so you don't have to worry about keeping it exactly perfectly in time. All right, so essentially then we're going to be doing that on the A, over the A minor. So we get okay, same thing on the C. Oh, sorry, see, I missed the B then. On the D, what we're going to do, we're going to pluck the D string, and then we're going to sweep our 3 strings, because over each chord there's a 3-string sweep, right? Those 3 there, the D, G, and the B, okay? So we pluck the D, then sweep from the B, and then the same there. And then the same thing on the F chord. Back to A minor, and then we sweep through the same. Then the E. Now when we go to the E, we pluck the low E string, then we're going to sweep through the D, G, and B, okay? And then that part there. And then A minor is the same. Okay, so let's see if we can go through all of that. If you wanted to, you could. One thing that I find a little bit easier, actually, if you don't want to like sweep through just 3, if you don't want to stick to, you know, not so much you don't want to stick to, but if you find sweeping through 3 tricky, I actually find it easier just to do a sweep through all of the strings and then try and avoid that, like. So I'm kind of sweeping, I'm going through all the chord. I'm not really kind of like worrying too much about hitting just the 3, like I think is what happens in the song. Although, again, variation, sometimes he will hit the 3, sometimes he'll hit more. That's the cool thing about songs of yesteryear. They've got like human character in there, like, you know, they're not like, you know, maybe if, you know, a band formed these days and someone else wrote that, you know, it'd all be quantized kind of perfectly and all that. But, you know, it's great listening back to like old records because you can hear the character in them. Okay, so let's maybe try that this time, right? Let's maybe try this slightly easier version where we're going to be raking throughout the whole chord, okay? So all we're doing, we're plucking the low E, then raking through the whole chord, rather than just trying to hit just the 3, okay? Okay, after 6, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very similar, isn't it, if you listen to it, to the slightly easier variation that we went through before. But, you know, it's all worth a go. I tell you what, you could try as well, Justin's kind of finger-picking version. I'm not sure whether there's one, no, you know what, I'm not going to pop that in because I think it might just be, we're just out of time, I don't want to keep you all, and Justin covers it in his video on YouTube as well. So I'm just gonna remove that tablature. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick little ask to see if there are any questions before I sign off and leave you guys practice. So one thing I do want to say, guys, right, is if you're not part of the Justin Guitar community, you know, the forums and all that, you should so join, because it's just a lovely bunch of people all talking about guitars, and you know, people post performances. So I want to try and encourage people to give this a go, and you know, maybe kind of make some recordings of yourself and kind of post in the community, because it's fun. And even if you don't post, you should definitely make videos of yourself kind of playing this stuff, because even if you don't post it, it's just a really good way to kind of watch yourself back, give yourself delayed feedback, and kind of like adjust little errors that you might not hear as you're playing them and practicing them. Okay, so, okay guys, I think that's all, that's pretty much it there. So thanks a lot again all for coming along. Hope you enjoyed this session. Give it a go. I'm always in the community, in the beginner area, and in the beginner club area. So if you've got any questions regarding this stuff, just send me a message and I'll be very pleased to reply and help out. All right, cheers guys, take care. I'll see you all next time. Cheers, bye-bye.